This is a review of the Aristocrats concert at the Electric Ballroom in London on the 5th of June 2026, the 133rd and final show on their Duck tour, supporting their most recent album. I'll talk about what I thought of the show and include lots of footage of guitar playing which has to be seen and heard to be believed. The footage is a bit Guthrie-centric because there are a lot of tall people in front of me blocking my view of the stage. The venue was the Electric Ballroom in North London, which is in the heart of Camden and only a few stops on the tube from my house, so very convenient for me. The venue is spacious and has good acoustics, and the staff seemed very professional as they continuously handed out free water to the large crowd throughout the show, which I felt was a nice touch. The doors opened at 7 p.m. and the show started at 8 p.m. There was no support act and the place was packed with about 1,000 people. So we had to stand for an hour, squashed in like sardines, listening to some strange Muzak versions of Black Sabbath songs on the PA while we waited for the show to start, which didn't sit very well with me at the time. But once the show started and as the gig went on, this feeling was dispelled by the ridiculous skill of the band. If you don't know them, they are a power trio playing instrumental music, which seems to be a mix of rock, prog and fusion. It consists of Guthrie Govan, who, if you're British, you may have been acquainted with for decades, as he used to be a teacher in UK guitar magazines in the 90s and 2000s. And a lot of people in the industry, including Rick Beato, think he is the best player on the planet right now. The drummer is Marco Minimum, who is also a virtuoso. And the bassist is Brian Bella, who does most of the talking to the crowd and is very charismatic and seems to be the band's de facto leader. However, most people were here to see the renowned guitar playing of Guthrie. To begin the show, they played several songs from their most recent album, Duck. Here are some highlights of that part of the show. This was interesting. After several songs, I thought Guthrie got a file out to file his fingernails in order to do some fingerstyle songs. However, he started filing his pick. In 25 years, I've never seen that done before. I'm not a particular follower of the band, but throughout their frequent spoken interludes between songs, I found out that they've made a whole lore and strange storyline surrounding their songs, even though they don't have any lyrics. And they have mascots attached to the songs, such as a police penguin, another penguin whose name I've forgotten, a pig, a duck and a chicken. It didn't particularly add anything to the experience for me, but most of the crowd lapped it up and were obviously fans who clearly adore the band and fully buy into the humorous nature of the shows. It's also nice to see a band so unbelievably skillful as them, but who don't take themselves too seriously. Guthrie had his solo sections, and there was a 15-minute drum solo where Marco seemed to do every drum technique known to man. It could easily have become very boring, but he kept it engaging and entertaining with no trouble at all, which is a feat in itself. Brian didn't really have any solo sections. He seems to prefer supporting the other two, but since he does most of the talking to the crowd and geeing them up, he adds his contribution that way. After the Duck songs, they play tracks from earlier in their catalogue. The phrase world class doesn't seem adequate to do justice to the skill of Guthrie Govan. He needs his own category like galactic class or something. His ability to switch seamlessly between musical genres and techniques at the drop of a hat, with almost unmatched technique while always retaining musicality, is something that has to be seen to be believed. There doesn't seem to be any genre or guitar technique he can't or won't do. His constant and seamless moving between styles reminds me a lot of players like Danny Gatton and Sean Lane. Guthrie doesn't seem to have a signature tone or specific idiosyncrasies that would make him easy to pick out in a blind test, the way it would be easy to pick out Eric Johnson, Yngwie, Vi, Satriani, etc. It's more likely that you'd conclude it must be Guthrie because no one else can play the stuff he's playing. However, his reputation as the world's preeminent guitarist is well deserved, I feel. When it comes to creating world-beating riffs, he's not Tony Iommi, neither does he come out with tons of touching melodies that you might get from a Satch, a Vi or a Johnson. But when it comes to overall capability on the guitar, musically and technically, he cannot be matched. The band's music is challenging for the listener and requires attention, as it includes lots of odd meters and key changes, modal improvisation and some pretty long songs. There are plenty of hard rocking and catchy pieces of music in their catalogue too, though, to judge by this show. The music is expertly written and they are clearly extremely musically savvy, and the overall experience was very entertaining, and each band member makes an effort to create a warm and humorous atmosphere. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't too expensive either, £45 per ticket or so, and I certainly felt it was worth the money, even as a more impartial observer. I will be seeing Guthrie again later in the year at the Jazz Cafe, in a different musical setting, and this gig has made me look forward very much to seeing him again, and I'd certainly go to watch the Aristocrats again. My next review will be of Al Di Meola, who you could argue started this whole shred movement. That will be at the Barbican at the end of June. See you then.